Denny, the Dolphins, just a bad time on NBC on Sunday night. Real bad. Back-to-back games now, kind of like spotlight games against the 49ers and against the Chargers, where they just have not performed well. I mean, they've had a lot of injuries in the process. Taron Armstead was missing against the 49ers, which kind of derailed the whole operation. He wasn't 100% against the Chargers. Tyreek Hill gets banged up against the Chargers. Jaylen Waddle playing through a fibula injury, which again is the most bizarre injury designation I've ever seen. Didn't seem like he was anywhere close to 100%, because if he was, why was he not more involved in the short game? Jeff Wilson gets carded. Are we concerned, Denny? Are we concerned about the Dolphins' struggles?
Right. I mean, just outside of a real football perspective, this is a problem. It's a problem for fantasy. I mean, it just is, and they're playing the Bills this week. That's tougher. It's way tougher than the Chargers. That's a horrible matchup.
Order of magnitude. And it's in Buffalo.
It's in Buffalo.
I believe it's supposed to be snowing.
Listen, as a reformed former 90s Dolphins fan, let me tell you what happened to the Dolphins in Buffalo in December. It's not good. It's not good. That's going to be a complete slaughter from start to finish. I mean, Tua, it makes, I was tweeting today, I know you'll be shocked. I was tweeting, it makes no sense that Tua was, coming into this game was the second most accurate quarterback in the NFL per completion rate over expected, a really good measure of a guy's accuracy. He was minus 21% in CPOE against the Chargers, and the Chargers were banged up. And even at full health, the Chargers secondary is middling. So I don't get it.
Yeah, that was a bizarre performance from the Dolphins, and it was almost like they came into the game like they were obsessed with working, thought they had an edge in the deep game, but then they just didn't, and then they couldn't pivot off of it. So I did not understand why they weren't getting more going with the short passing attack. Having a quarterback like Tua Tagovailoa and having him only have 4 completions through 3 quarters or whatever.
Yeah.
I mean, it was just a horrible game plan.
Yeah.
And, kind of one of the first times maybe the moment looked a little too big for Mike McDaniel, and he did not have a counter punch.
So I actually think that it's concerning for fantasy for a few reasons, and primarily it's because the Dolphins have wrecked teams in the middle of the field. Okay, this is a something that they've exploited all season. I think it's partly because Tua does not have the kind of arm that can get it to the boundary easily and accurately, like a Justin Herbert. But also
two and on will find you. But
I know that's why I'm actually in hiding. I'm in Argentina, just to give you a tip. But I lost my train of thought here. But
it's somewhere down there.
But he really, that's what they tell me. Tua has been great in the middle of the field, both to Waddle and to Tyreek Hill. And I think that the Chargers may have offered the rest of the league a little bit of a model on how to stop that, and that's going to be a problem for fantasy.
They've got to adjust. They've been put on blast now by 2, I guess, good team. I guess the Chargers are a good team. I
don't know. I don't think so, but we'll see.
I don't really think so either. But producer Adam points out, by the way, BetMGM currently has the Bills as 7.5-point favorites. So the old repressed Dolphins fan in you would say Bills are going to cover that.
Yeah. Listen, the Dolphins, they're lounging around in 78-degree Miami, and they have to go up to hellish midwinter Buffalo where the sun goes down at 1 p.m. That stinks. They're done.
There's always weird AFC East psychodrama going on between the road trips and the Bills and the Dolphins and the Patriots. And I guess the for a few years in a row, for some reason, the Patriots went down to Miami in December and just got spanked.
Yeah.
They were too adjusted to winter and just got just destroyed, and even by Adam Gase in Miami.
Yeah, the weather thing is real. I remember watching the Merino Dolphins go to Buffalo sometimes in the winter, and every Dolphin would be wearing sleeves, and all the Bills would be sleeveless. And I would think, oh, we have no chance, man. We're done.
Wearing sleeves is the game's over before it even begins. We thought the game was over before it even began with the Texans and Dolphins, Denny. But it is the Texans and Cowboys. There you go. We thought it was over before it even began between the Texans and Cowboys, but it wasn't. The Texans kept it surprisingly close. Despite Dameon Pierce suffering an ankle injury, I believe he briefly played through it. Then he departed. Now he's day-to-day. Denny, are you going to get sicko in the Texans backfield this week? Is it?
I
mean, everyone wants you to say the line, to be frank. A certain season, maybe a certain Texans reserve running back. But
I will not say Benjamin season.
No, I wanted the real thing.
You wanted the real thing. You wanted Rex Burkhead.
I wanted Rex Burkhead season. Yeah.
No, I don't think that's happening. Benjamin looked like the early down back in place of Pierce after his injury. Dare Ogunbowale was the pass catching back, and then Burkhead mixed in a little bit. So I don't think that we're going to get our what has become our annual Burkhead breakout, and we've been waiting. We knew it was coming. I don't think we're getting that. There's just too much happening. I think it's an ugly three-way split. I guess, just if game script is going to go haywire for Houston this week against Kansas City.
Ooh. They usually had to go from the Cowboys to the Chiefs.
Yeah. Wow. Ooh. So I would project the Chiefs to win. And I feel like I'm like monitoring an election. We are projecting the Chiefs to win by 40.
I know they started out as at least 14-point favorites.
Yeah.
I'm not sure what it's at now.
So I would guess that Dare Ogunbowale would be the only viable option and only in PPR because the Texans will probably be forced to drop back a whole bunch.
Yeah, Adam point. They are indeed 14-point road favorites. The Chiefs. Used to be a man with the courage of your convictions, Denny. You're supposed to say Burkhead season.
I wanted to, but the analytics told me I could not.
Yeah, no, thankfully, you have to listen to the analytics. So,
hey, it's Matthew Berry from NBC Sports and Rotoworld.com. Just want to thank you so much for watching what you just watched, or at least being too lazy to click out of it after the autoplay just kept it going. So either way, thank you so much for just letting it scroll by your screen. And now I'd like to ask you respectfully, please subscribe to the NFL on NBC YouTube channel for the latest NFL news, fantasy headlines from Rotoworld, and betting analysis from NBC Sports Edge.